Hello everyone and welcome to a new tutorial. This time I will do a demonstration on how you can perform the Coval swap, meaning how you can exchange your Coval counterparty tokens in exchange for ERC21s. So I've already written here a to-do list with the steps that we'll need to take. First, we're going to install an Ethereum wallet. You can use any Ethereum wallet you'd like, but for these testing purposes I chose to use MetaMask. Later we will add the Coval ERC20 token contract to that wallet in order to be able to see our Coval token and its balance. Then we will go to the swap page that the team provided for us and get the Coval counterparty address that we need to send our tokens to. We will, at step number 4, we will go to Counter Wallet and actually perform the send. We will start with a small testing amount. We will wait for that counterparty transaction to go through. Behind the scenes, Emblem will trigger an Ethereum based transaction that we'll need to wait for it as well. Later on, we will go and check our balance in the wallet that we created. Once everything is okay, we're gonna redo the swap with a bigger amount, most likely with the remaining amount that you'll have in your counterparty wallet. Okay, so let's get started. In order to install MetaMask, just Google MetaMask. Okay, this is the website. MetaMask comes as an extension on your browser. Here we are using Chrome, so we're gonna get the Chrome extension, add to Chrome. Okay, add extension. We're gonna wait a bit until it's installed, and okay, everything is done. Let me just close all the tabs. So in order to open MetaMask, you see here in the upper right corner an icon. You're gonna press on that. Welcome to MetaMask. Okay, get started. Are we new to MetaMask? It asks us if we already have a wallet. No. Or we'd like to set up a new one. So we're gonna choose this option with create a wallet. Here they ask if you'd like to share statistics to help them improve. You can choose no thanks or I agree. Either way, you are not gonna give them your keys or any of your private data. So I'll just click I agree. Okay, and right now it asks for a password. I'm gonna write a dummy password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. In your case, of course, you're gonna need to choose a strong password here. We've agreed to the term of use and we click create. Okay, right now it shows us the page with the backup phrase. Actually, let me just write this data down. So this is highly sensitive data, do not share with anyone. So we're gonna have the password, we're gonna have the phrase, and we're gonna store also the private key. Of course, for these testing purposes, I chose to share all of this data with you just so you can see exactly what's the process and what you'll need to store. But in your case, do not share any of this data with anyone. Even here, if I already shared this data with you, means that this entire account is compromised, and I will ditch it right after this demonstration is over. So the password was 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and now the phrase, we're gonna click to reveal the secret words. It's composed of 12 words. Let's just put them on 2 lines to see them better, and we're gonna click next. Right now it asks us to confirm the backup phrase. We see here a text field, but we cannot write anything in it. Instead, we have these 12 buttons that we need to press in the exact same order to replicate the phrase. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna start with hill, try, field, fossil, issue, drill, rival, venture, buzz, airport, see, and replace. We press confirm. It says congratulations, everything is okay, so all done. Okay, right now this is how the brand new account looks like. We see here only the Ethereum balance. Actually, before we're gonna add the Coval, let's let's also store our private key. This is recommendation, so go here under the account details, press export private key, enter your password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 in our case, and press confirm. It shows us the private key. Take it and store it somewhere safely. Okay, so these are all the sensitive data that you will need to store once your account is created. You may ask, why would I need the phrase or the private key if I have the password? Well, once you install MetaMask in your browser, it will only ask you for that password. But in case you forget that password, or you install MetaMask in another browser or change your computer, you will be prompted for the backup phrase, this 12 words phrase. And when you enter that, it prompts you to enter a new password. So you can think of the backup phrase as having higher power than the password. And last, the private key. Hopefully you will never have to use that. Let's just say in case MetaMask goes down altogether, you will need that private key in combination with your Ethereum address to be able to recover your funds from there. Let's also write the Ethereum address that we have. So right here under the account and under details, we're gonna copy to clipboard the Ethereum address and paste it right here. We're gonna use it in our demonstration. Okay, so right now we have performed step number 1. We're gonna move to step number 2 and add the Coval token to our wallet. Here for doing that, we're gonna press add token, custom tokens, and they ask us for the contract address. In order to get it, we need to open a new tab and go to etherscan.io. And here we're gonna search for Coval. Just type Coval and wait, do not press enter, and scroll to the bottom and pick the last one, this one with 0x3d658 and so on. And after you clicked on it, you're gonna look at the profile summary and copy this contract address. So okay, we've copied that. We're going back to MetaMask and paste it here. It already recognized that the token symbol is Coval, and we're gonna press next and say add tokens. Okay, so at this point we are seeing our Ethereum and our Coval balance. Just a small observation: in order to send Covals from elsewhere to here to this wallet, you won't need to have any Ethereum. But if you'd like to send them from this wallet to an external source, another wallet or an exchange, you will need to have a small amount of Ethereum in there. Okay, so we are done with steps 1 and 2. We're gonna go to perform the swap. Okay, we're gonna go to the swap page. The swap page is http swap.circuitsofvalue.com. Okay, we're gonna wait for it to load, and we're gonna also drag this page here on our bookmark bar because we're gonna use it later on. Okay, so this is how the swap page looks like. At first it prompts us with four options. We're gonna choose the second one. I want to specify my own Ethereum address, since we already have an Ethereum address from when we created the MetaMask account, to receive my tokens. So we're gonna press on that, and here we need to input our address. We can just delete whatever is in there and copy our own. Once you've copied here or written it, you're gonna see this button update address. You will need to press on that. Do not write anything here in the private key. Just paste the Ethereum address and press the update address button. Once you've done that, everything goes to read only. Here at the Ethereum private key section, it also says that when providing an address to receive your tokens, do not provide your private key. Okay, and we press next. And here we need to press on swap your Coval counterparty for ERC20 button. Okay, and we press initiate swap. At this time, an emblem is created and also a counterparty address for our Coval. And it says send all your Covals to the following address. We're not gonna send all our Covals, but we're gonna send a small testing amount. And this is a very important observation. Please only send one transaction to this address. So at first we're gonna send a small amount to this address, and later on we're gonna press again the button to swap our covals and a new address will be generated. We're not gonna send the remaining amount to the same address that we used in our first transaction. This is just a heads up. Okay, so we can copy this this address. You will also see it here at the previous orders, and this is the address that we need to send our Coval to. Okay, in order to do that, we move to step number 4. We go to counter wallet. Let's just use CoinDaddy this time and input our password here. Okay, and right now we're gonna go to Coval and click send. Okay, we'll need to take the destination address from the swap page. This is the one. We're gonna copy it here and enter the quantity. Let's just enter 0.25 covals. And usually I leave this Bitcoin fee at the default that the counterparty sets it to, but right now I want this to go through a bit faster, so I'm just gonna use the maximum. It's a difference of $0.50 or something like that, and okay, we are pressing send. Right now we will wait for this this transaction to go through, and we will resume afterwards. We are back and our transaction has gone through. I will also show you how you can check on the status of your transactions and verify them. So for the counter party transaction, you need to go to exchange.io and search here for Coval C. Search, we found the asset. And as long as your transaction is not confirmed or still pending, you're gonna see it here. So right now we have no unconfirmed transaction, and if we press send, we see here our transaction with 0.25, and we can also check on the corresponding Ethereum transaction. For that we go to etherscan.io. We're gonna search for Coval. Scroll down, select it, and we see here that we have a transaction with 0.25 as well to an address that is the same with ours. Okay, so we have waited and also checked both transactions. Right now we need to go back to our wallet, and we see here our new balance. If you don't see here the balance, you can press refresh in order to refresh it. Okay, this was the first swap that we have performed. Everything went okay, and right now we're gonna go and swap a bigger amount. Okay, let's just close the browser. This isn't necessary, but just to be on the safe side, let's assume you've closed your computer while you waited for the first transaction to go through, and right now you initiate a second one. Okay, so we're going back to the swap page. We have it here in our bookmarks. And here we're gonna choose, I've already chosen a path, take me to the status of my swaps. And right now we see here the previous order. Now, as I said before, we do not send any covals to this address anymore. It says also right here, no more deposit accepted at this address. So we're gonna start a second swap order. Press the button and hit initiate swap. Okay, and we're gonna copy this address and close that pop-up. Okay, we're gonna go to step number 8, go to counter wallet. hit the 12-word passphrase. Let me just copy this address again since the clipboard had the counter wallet password, and we're gonna send the rest of the amount. Actually, not the rest, perhaps I'm gonna do some tests later on. Let's just send 1.75. Here is actually the address. We're pasting the address and the quantity 1.75. And right now, again, I want this to go through quite fast, so I'm gonna choose the maximum amount. A small observation here, actually an important one that I forgot to tell you at the previous transaction. Here, like I said, I usually leave whatever counterparty sets at default or choose a higher amount in case I want the transaction to go faster. I once chose a small amount and got really burned by doing so. I didn't choose the smallest, but something around here, and it estimated, I don't know, like 10 blocks, and I said, okay, I'll just check it tomorrow. So I checked the next day and then the next day, and eventually I ended up with a transaction that was still unconfirmed after 1 week. And this is because counterparty estimates when your transaction will go through based on the current snapshot of the memory pool, of the Bitcoin memory pool, and how many transactions are in there. But it doesn't take into account all the new transactions that are coming every second, and the big majority of them will have a greater fee than yours and will always get in front of your transaction. So that's what happened in my case when I chose a pretty small transaction fee. And in order to fix that up, I needed to pay a private mining company something like $20 just to mine my own transaction ID. So again, I would recommend just leave it as default or choose a higher value in case you are in a hurry. Okay, we're gonna choose the maximum value. Let's just check again if we got the address right. Ends with NVV. Oh, okay, everything seems to be in order. We're gonna click send, and we're gonna wait again until this transaction goes through and resume afterwards. Okay, we are back once again, and the second transaction has gone through along with the corresponding Ethereum one. We can just check it again here so you can see it. As you can see here, we have another transaction with 175 to the same address. So right now we're gonna need to check our balance in MetaMask. We're gonna open it. We're gonna input the password, log in. Okay, I should say that sometimes when you close and reopen the browser, you'll see MetaMask in this kind of smaller format. Do not panic if you don't see your Coval in there. Just go here at the 3 dots and click expand view. And right now we're gonna wait for it to load the tokens, and we can see we have two Covals in our wallet. So that was pretty much it. How you can perform the swap, how you can start with a small amount just to test it out. Then you'll go to the swap page, request another swap order, and perform the second swap. And later on, how you can check everything in your Ethereum wallet. I hope this was helpful for you, and thanks for watching.